Morning. Hope all is well, guys. We're going to get right into it this morning. We got another busy day here. I'm not even, well, maybe I'll put it on the tripod. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It's a little noisy in the shop here this morning. I'm trying to get my camera set up. But yeah, I think today we're going to read Ephesians chapter 6, wrap up the book of Ephesians. And then I got a camper out here. Maybe we'll try to clean the roof of this camper. This camera's shaking all around. So yeah, I don't think our battery and microphone, I don't think everything is going to work properly today once we get outside and start working, because I don't know how long it's going to take. But we should be at least the whole video. I just don't know about the audio being outside there. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's just open up with a quick word of prayer, and then we'll finish up Ephesians, and then we'll get started on this camper out here. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys here in a minute. Lord, thank you for this day. Please allow everyone to have a safe and fun weekend. Everyone's traveling around, celebrating the Memorial Day weekend. We just pray that everyone has a blessed and safe weekend. And at the end of the day, that we remember what you've done for us. That we wouldn't have the freedom that we have today if it wasn't for you, Lord. Also, thank you for this amazing weather that we have today. I just pray that you allow us to work hard to be able to keep me safe today as we're working on this camper. Please allow us to understand your word better as we finish up Ephesians here with the guys and girls here on YouTube. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. I think microphone's still working. Okay, Ephesians 6. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother. This is the first commandment with a promise, that it may go well with you, and that you may live long in the land. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Bondservants, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart as you would Christ, not by the way of eye service as people pleasers, but as bondservants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, rendering service with goodwill as to the Lord and not to man, knowing that whatever good anyone does, that he will receive back from the Lord, whether he is a bondservant or is free, whether he is a slave or free. Masters, do the same to them, and stop your threatening, knowing that he who is both their masters and yours is in heaven, and that there is no partiality with him. Verse 10, finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and against the authorities and against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet have put on your readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying at all times in the Spirit, with all prayer and supplication. To that end, keep alert with all the perseverance, making supplication for all the saints, and also for me, that words may be given to me in opening my mouth, boldly to proclaim the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains, that I may declare it boldly as I ought to speak. So that, verse 21, so that you also may know how I am and what I am doing. I don't know how to say this word. Tychus, the beloved brother and faithful minister in the Lord, will tell you everything. I have sent him to you for this very purpose, that you may know how we are, and that he may encourage your hearts. Peace be to you, brothers. Peace be to the brothers and the love with faith. From God the Father and the Lord Jesus Christ, grace be with all who love our Lord Jesus Christ with love incorruptible. Just probably a quick breakdown of this. That's the end. That's the end of Ephesians. But it goes right. Paul's goes right. What we read yesterday was in regards to husbands and wives. Now he's going into like children and parents. This is the first commandment with a promise. So it's like to love. Children are to obey their parents, and it would be they're not in godly things, not in ungodly things, not to sin. You're not to obey your parents in sin, but to obey your parents in godly things. And fathers, not to provoke our children to anger. So this speaks to me as a father, not to provoke my kids to anger. But bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. And how do I do that? Through one way is through my own personal actions. How do I act towards other people? How do I speak to my children? How do I speak to my wife? How do I speak to my brother? And they'll see that. My kids will see that as I walk with the Lord. And I fail at this pretty often as far as being a good father. I fail pretty every day. I would say every day. I have to come back and ask for forgiveness from my kids or this or that. That's an everyday walk, everyday growth in the sanctification process. There's no father like our Heavenly Father. And then he goes right into verse 5, bondservants or slaves. Slaves, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, or servants. It could say servants, slaves, bondservants. To obey your earthly masters, and we're not supposed to be people pleasers, but as bond servants and servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. And the same with say employers or masters. Employers or masters, as an example, is stop your threatening and knowing that he who is their master and yours is in heaven. There is no partiality with God. It's everyone's on the same playing field. Everyone's on the same level. There's not one person better than the next. And then he goes into putting the whole armor of God on, because there is a spiritual battle as Christians that we go through every day. And even non-Christians are still in a spiritual battle. They might just not know it. They might not even know what's happening to them and why they're acting the way that they do. And they might be completely oblivious to the darkness surrounded around them in the spiritual warfare. So that's why Paul's saying here to stand up and make sure that you're fastened in the truth. Like you have the truth. You understand what the truth is. Fasten on the belt of truth. And then having the breastplate of righteousness. So that would be the breastplate of made righteous, saved. You've given your life over to Christ. Putting on that breastplate of righteousness. You can't have the breastplate for protection if you don't believe the truth. So first is believe the truth. You have to believe, and then you're made righteous once you believe. So you can put on that breastplate, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, in which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one. And I would say, like I was talking to the guys this week about this shield, and then one of the guys was giving an example of how. A lot of us carry our pistols, our pew-pews. It's like we don't have it. It's you can't see it. It's under our shirt or it's hidden. And that's he was giving an example. Someone went into the store and if it's a bad guy there and he's robbing the store, the guy that's like has his gun out, which you can see, like maybe the robber can see that guy over there has a pew sticking out. Well, he's like the first target. The bad guy's going to take him out first. Like if you're carrying and the enemy can see that you're carrying, he's going to keep an extra eye on you to take you out first. And I kind of was thinking, like, we were reading this chapter, I was like, same goes for like a Christian, like a believer in Christ. Like Satan tends to go after the people that are doing the work of Christ, like extra hard, like if the enemy at the grocery store or at the gas station goes after the guy that has the armor, that has that weapon, he goes after him first. He is the biggest threat to the enemy, is the guy that's packing the heat on the other side of the counter. So he's going to take him out first. Same goes for as a Christian walks, is like you have the Holy Spirit. The enemy knows if you're doing the will of God or if you're not, if you're in the darkness or if you're in the light. The enemy knows that. And if you are in the light, you are the biggest threat to what his plan is, what his evil plan is. So he was going to take you out first. If you're in the will of God, Satan's going to want to take you out first because you're his biggest threat. Not so much the guy in the back of the store at the freezer section that is like, he's either frozen, like cold, he doesn't have any of the armor, or he's like lukewarm. Like Satan, if you're lukewarm or like frozen or not a believer, you're not that big of a threat to Satan. You're the biggest threat to Satan is the guy that's packing the heat, the guy that is armored up, and you want to make sure that you have this armor to protect you, and this shield of faith to protect you from the flaming darts. Because once you get into the truth and once you start following Jesus and walking in his will, you're going to run into massive issues. You're going to run into you're going to run into this spiritual warfare in your everyday walk, whether it's through temptation, pain, suffering, or could even be like crazy blessings and riches. It could even distract you in that way. So yeah, it's important to be armored up, especially if you're a believer, especially if you're in the Word, especially if you want to follow in God's will. Is you must armor up, because Satan is. I mean, you're the guy with you're the target. Now he can't harm you. God won't allow him to harm you. But it doesn't mean that Satan's not gonna try to mess with you, just like Job. So yeah, that's it for today. We're gonna get out here, guys. Hopefully, if you guys have any questions, comment below. The microphone, I just hit it. Should be okay. The biggest thing today is not to fall off the roof. We're going to be climbing up on the roof, so it's going to be a little sketchy. I got this Jeep all done. This one's ceramic coated. I finished this thing up. I just got to put them mats back. Here, I'll show you guys. I did coat these mats in that gummy fix, but they're relatively good already. They weren't too bad. I'm going to get my coffee. I'm not planning on coming back in here. I got these mats over here to this truck, just ignore the mess, but I think these might be if I have a chance, I think we're going to do them mats with the gummy fix, the cleaning and coating. There's one over there. It's from this truck. I got to finish this either today or tomorrow, but maybe we'll try the gummy fix on that. But for right now, what we're going to try to do is climb up there. Let's see if we can video. The roof's pretty dirty. I'll show you when we get up there. We're going to see if we can't get it clean. And I did put a cord up there for my phone charger, so hopefully we can hold a charge. But yeah, let me get situated here, then we'll get up there on the roof. Biggest thing I need is just some coffee, because once I get up there, I'm not taking my coffee up. It's already sketchy, and I'm not even a fan of heights from the get-go. I got the soap up there and the cleaner up there already. We'll see how it goes. Alright, I got the hose up there, my bucket. I think I have everything up there that I really need. This is kind of sketchy. I'm not really a huge fan of heights from the get-go. And these ladders are always kind of sketchy. But I folded this part out. I probably should fold the other part out, but we'll worry about that later. But I'm going to do the whole top first, and then later I'll do the sides. Alright, this is going to be a little shaky. So I gotta try to climb this ladder without falling. Oh. Alright. So you can see it's pretty dirty. It's fairly dirty. It looks dirtier in person than it does in the camera. Got all that dirt. It does have this drip edge. It has a drip edge on the edge, so that's good. At least it has some kind of drip edge, so it's not all running down onto the body, but you still get a lot rubbing down on the body. So yeah, today we're going to use this Camco cleaner. It's like exclusively for these kind of tops. So we're going to use this cleaner. I already have the solution in there. I put like 8 ounces. It says 8 ounces per gallon. So I already put 8 ounces in there. Well, I actually put 24 ounces, so I figured probably 2.5, 3 gallons. So I already have the soap in the bucket. I just got to add water. I'm not going to talk the whole time. We're pretty much going to try to just stay fit. Whoa, a little shaky up here. You guys might witness someone falling off the roof of a camper. Hopefully not. Let me get my camera set up here. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do this yet. One false move, it could turn bad. Yeah, it definitely could. That would not be good. This is my 3rd time doing this roof in the past few years. And every year it looks this bad. It's never not dirty. Alright, we'll just keep it there. I think that'll be good enough for now. That pole I got, this new pole I got, it works with my Camco attachment. So I don't have a brush that came with this auto fiber pole. But the Camco attachment works good in this pole. Alright. Just add some water to this. It is nice. It's not too hot this morning. Yeah, that would not be good. Hopefully we're able to clean this up a little bit. It looks way worse in person than it does in the camera. I brought extra soap up here in case I run out. I don't know how much this is going to take. We'll give it a light pre-rinse. Not sure how dirty it is in here. That's a little dirty. Probably should rinse these out a little bit. You can't take these off. He's got them like glued on there. They're like RTV'd. Usually you can snap these things off, but he has them like glued on. Makes it a little bit more difficult to clean. We'll try to blow out as much dirt as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. It kind of is what it is. This is an older gentleman. It's just kind of sketchy getting up here. It's sketchy for me to get up here, let alone anyone that's a little older. I'm just giving a light rinse in there. It's a little more dirtier. It could use scrubbed in there, but all right. I'm not gonna pre-rinse the whole roof because it's gonna dry, I think, in the meantime. All right. I gotta find somewhere to attach my hose to. It's probably good. All right. It's not very slippery up here. At least it doesn't feel too slippery. Camco cleaning system, part 1. Hopefully OSHA's not watching. I don't know how else you'd clean something like this without maybe a tractor, or we'll do half this side and we'll see how well this cleaner works. Might have to soak it a little bit in this stuff first. Maybe I'll put a little extra on here and let it soak. This brush I'm using is not very aggressive. It said if it's really bad just to use the product straight, but I don't think I really want to do that, especially if it's running down on the sides in the sun. It needs a little dwell, and it seems like it needs a little dwell time. Is there probably better roof cleaners? Yeah, probably, but this is what I got. Once it's all clean, later today I'll come up here and throw the conditioner on. And how I apply that's the same way. I just put it in my bucket and brush it on and then just walk away. I don't rinse it off. It's almost kind of like reminds you of like Armor All or something, but it's not slippery. I don't know, I might mix it stronger. It's a little stronger maybe. It's definitely cleaning it. Just, you like to see it like perfect. This should be done probably more than once a year or every other year. This should probably be done, gosh, if it's sitting under trees, probably every couple months if it gets this bad. I don't have a wash mitt. Alright, let's rinse this off and see what it looks like. I kind of want to get this top edge, but I don't want to get too close to the edge. Alright, let's rinse this off and see what it looks like. Hopefully the camera's not shaking too much when I'm up here. The truck's still hooked up, so I'm not trying to get too much of this stuff on that truck down below. I mean, it's better, but it's not. It's better, but I don't know. I feel like it could be better. I have harsher cleaners that might do a better job. I don't really want to go to a harsher brush. If anything, it'd be a harsher cleaner. But then I got to worry about what's running down on the side. If I'm using, oh, there's a wasp. That would not be good. You get stung by a wasp up here, it's coming back. If I had a guy on the road or a guy down on the ground rinsing off the sides as I'm washing the top, maybe I would go aggressive cleaner. But it's probably good enough, honestly. I mean, if you see it where I did and didn't do it, there is a difference. Let's get some on here and let it soak. Even this soap's not real, it doesn't seem real slippery. Goes the Amish buggy. Got Amish in Arkansas. I'm getting dirt all over my side of my building. I only do one of these. This is the only customer I do this for. I don't do RVs. I don't advertise for it, at least. If I do them, it's usually just a basic wash. And even then, I don't usually do them. Just I'm not really a fan. One, of working outside. It's just so big to do by yourself. You have a couple guys, it's not as bad, but trying to work fast before stuff starts to dry. I'll rinse off the building too. You can see a little bit of a difference. Like that's clean, that's not clean. A little bit of a difference, but you can't really hardly see it in camera. Yeah, probably with this, you probably almost want to clean it every few months. This is it went too long from the get-go. Have you ever detailed an Amish buggy? Yeah, they drive tractors. Yeah, that's what they do here. They drive tractors with steel wheels. Sometimes you see them in regular tractors. I've already seen them in like forklifts, like propane forklifts, going real slow. Occasionally you'll see like a forklift accident where one falls off the road or tips over or something. It's like, just get a car or truck. And some of them, I have customers that are Amish and they don't drive, but they have drivers and they have nice trucks. Like they have their own personal trucks. They just don't drive them. They have drivers. It's like, just get your license and drive yourself. It's kind of, they do so much. They do so much to get there's so much involved not to drive. It would probably be less of a distraction for their lives just to drive. Honestly, they have to go through so many things just to be able to get from point A to point B. They probably have more time to spend in their faith. And they're more time with God if they would just drive. I can see the downside of it, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense. I have family. I have my dad's side of the family. Some of them are old order Mennonites, and they drive horse and buggy. So if I go to my aunt and uncle's, we went to my aunt and uncle's last year, and my son got to drive the horse and buggy, which it's like on a Sunday cruise or a Sunday stroll out in like the fall or when it's real nice out. On a backcountry road, it is nice. You and the horse, and you're just clopping along. It's just the sound of the horse going. It is very relaxing, as long as there's not heavy traffic. Once you get into the heavy traffic, then it gets kind of stressful. When you can't really see everything around you, and cars flying past you, it gets kind of stressful then. I'm not used to it, so maybe I just stress out more, I don't know. My grandmother, if she still could drive a horse and buggy, she would. She just has other family members drive her around now, but she doesn't have a car. She's strictly horse and buggy. And my grandfather, yeah, the horses and buggies look faster than the tractors. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they probably are. I thought about pressure washing up here. It'd be a little more aggressive, but man, I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid I'll mess something up. It's kind of like pressure washing your house. Like, you don't know what's gonna leak. It's better just to do like a soft wash. Wonder if you could spray like that wet and forget on top of a camper roof. Not clean. There's a little bit of a line right there. once it dries out, once it's not wet, it doesn't look quite as bad. Sorry, this thing's all jacked up. Try not to fall off the back here. There you can see, you can kind of see a better line right there now. Yeah, just get tractors, or just get a cars. This area is really dirty. I've been getting back, now we have nicer weather, I've been getting back into like gardening stuff, plant. She uploads like every day. In some of her videos, she's just working and gardening, digging holes, planting stuff. And you can tell she's mic'd up, but she just doesn't talk. And it's kind of nice. The downside of me not talking while I'm huffing and puffing, you just hear me breathe. A spot right here that was pretty dirty, it cleaned up fairly well. I think we probably could get it a little better if we mixed it a little more. This roof's gonna look, I think it might be parked under trees or something. I don't know if this once a year is enough. This is hot water, so I'm using, as far as chemicals, playing it safe, and then pressure cleaner, I'd be using the stuff that melts away. I would probably need a guy on the ground to rinse it off the sides. And put a ceramic coating up here and call it a day. That or like, maybe like some kind of like conditioner that's dyed, like a white conditioner that conditions it but also adds a dye to the layer. That'd be cool. Should just take this thing out over the weekend. One thing I never had a boat, I've never had a camper personally. This thing's starting to come loose or something. Oh, it's turning right here. Just wondering what was going on. I'm gonna stop right here. This hose I'm using, this blue hose I got from Obsessed Garage, it is one of the nicest rubber hoses I ever bought. I think it's a Goodyear. It's either Goodyear or Continental. Thing's got them little squiggly things right there. See them all piled up? They were all in the gutter. I don't know if you guys can see. I got them really bad at my house. I haven't even mulched yet. I was waiting for all them things to come down. Last year when I did this, there's another, probably seen a wasp. Last year when I did this, Todd was here. Todd was still working here. So I had someone someone around in case I fell off the roof to call 911. But if you guys see me fall off the roof, just call 911. Like if I fall off, I don't know who will find me. Alright, I'm gonna add a little, I might have enough water here. Now we're just about done with this roof cleaning. Oh yeah, it's drying up. Once it dries, it looks even better. When it's wet like this, it kind of amplifies the dirt a little bit more, it seems like. These ladders here are always sketchy. I'm always like waiting for them to fall out or like come like break or get disconnected from the top. They seem kind of made like cheap, but they never, luckily I've never seen them break yet. I shouldn't even say that until I'm down on the ground. It's like these campers, they don't make them, they're not that, I mean they're okay built, but the materials aren't very good. I think campers are kind of one of them things. Here, I'll pick these up. Look at all this. Ugh. Yuck. I think they make them kind of cheap. That way you have to buy a new one every few years. Running out of water. Whoa. These covers here are kind of brittle. This one's falling apart. I could barely open that one. Alright, better get this rinsed off. Yeah, if you're going to trip over something, it's going to be something you can barely see, like this antenna here. I think every single trailer should have drip rails or rain gutters. Like even like enclosed car trailers. I've never had one, but just cleaning them and detailing car trailers, I do quite a few of them. Like they all should have drip rails. And if they don't, yeah, it just makes a mess if there's no drip edges. So if you ever order a trailer, make sure you get rain gutters on it. Yeah, it's looking way better. Well, here I'll show you the difference between wet and dry. You can see wet versus dry. It looks really good dry. But yeah, you can see there the line where it's still wet. There's a stick right here I want to get. Wonder if I scrub this area. I'm gonna scrub it again. Oh, I shouldn't put that on there. Get the stick. I think I might have missed this area. I have cleaned like brand spanking new campers that were never even used. Like maybe it has a factory defect or it came shipped in. The customer's not happy with the cleanliness of the camper, and the windows leak. Like things just leak brand new from factory. All right, I'm gonna try to very carefully set myself up here to throw the hose down without busting out a window. This isn't recommended. All right, that went fine. Real nice view. I'm gonna get my electrical cord out. Almost an hour already. So that took about a little less than an hour. I don't know, it probably took 40 minutes to do the roof. And actually the roof's the easiest part, I think. It's out of sight, it's white, can't really see anything. Don't have to worry about water spotting. But I think that'll be good up here. It'll look good once it's all dry. You see definitive wet and dry. Yeah, it'll look good. Alright, we're gonna try to get down now. It's gonna get a little shaky here. I'll come back for you guys. Don't fall off the roof. As long as you can get on the first step, you're all right. You should really pull up your stuff, your hose reel, all your buckets, your supplies. Pull it all up with strings. I've done it like that in the past. In the past, though, I tried to fill the water bucket and then lift it up the ladder. That was pretty dumb. Fill up your bucket once you get up there. Alright, should be good. Well, I think it's probably best to do the shady side. I probably should move the trailer. Move the trailer, clean the shady side. I'll pull out the awning and do the shady side first. And then I'll flip the trailer around. That way I'm not working in the sun. But first I need to move the electrical cord out of the way. I didn't even use it. I thought I might have to plug in my phone. Alright, I do have to pull it away from the building a little bit. I can't pull the awning out. It's just too close to the building. So what are you guys doing? Arky, what are you doing this weekend? You guys going away? You and your wife going away? Or are you staying at home this weekend? What do you guys usually do? Alright, move this. Alright, make sure we got everything out of the way. You guys can, well, I'm not going to have to back it up. Actually, I backed it up like a professional this morning. I don't know how. I don't know how I did it, but it went okay. I don't ever back anything up. I guess these bigger units is way easier than a little trailer. Ah, shoot, I gotta put in this side. I think if I'm gonna move it, I probably should put that side in. Wonder if I can drive it. Wonder if I can move it with that awning out. My luck, I'll mess something up. Maybe I should fold it back in just in case. Yeah, I'll probably put this pull out or whatever, what do they call it? I probably should pull that in. My luck, the trailer will fall over on its side or something crazy. Sounds like it might need some lubrication. I don't see any water on the inside, so far so good. These things, I'm always nervous that something's gonna break. Alright, just move it out this way a little bit. Just holler at me if you think I'm gonna hit something. Big trucking. I think I could drive tractor and trailer, no problem. Look at that, like a professional. I always forget which way to turn the wheel. Okay, maybe this wasn't so straight. Alright, let's see what that looks like. That should be enough space. Look at that, it's perfectly straight. I think I'm in the wrong career. Alright, that'll give us enough working space here to pull the awning out. Just want to check my microphone. Says it's still on, so we should still be okay for right now. The sides are kind of faded already. We're not messing with the fade, and I'm not buffing this thing. I won't usually take a job like this that if it needs buffed and all that. It's just, it's for my time. It just takes too long. And even if I charged top dollar, I would still hate it. It was like, there is no dollar amount really to bring back like a chalked out, neglected camper. Now, if I had one like that, I would do it myself. It would be worth my time, but I wouldn't enjoy it. I guess if I had absolutely no work and I needed the work, I guess I couldn't be so picky. All right, let's try to pull out this top. He said he just replaced it. Let's see if it should be all right. I don't think you gotta do anything except push the button. It almost seems like there's no locks on there. It should just come down. I don't see any locks on the arms. Let's just hold the button, see what happens. Didn't seem like it wanted to come. Alright, something don't seem right. It should come down. Wonder if something's stuck. I thought this is all supposed to be manual. Maybe not. Last time I just pushed the button and it came down. Let's just pull it out a little bit. Maybe it's just stuck. Let's try that. Just pull out on it a little bit. It was like unraveling, but it wasn't moving. Alright, there we go. It was just kind of stuck. It is nice and new. Wow. So this will be our shade for today. At least on this side we can work in the shade. I have a couple ice cold soda pops. Alright. I don't know if that's the whole way down, but that's good enough for now. Oh yeah, this is sweet. Oh, the door hits. The door hits if I have it the whole way down like that. I don't really like that. Let's take it up a little bit. That's kind of, I guess people don't put them that low usually. They probably put them like that. That's better. Alright, we'll just leave that down. So we're not going to use the same cleaner on the sides. I'm going to use the P&S car soap, and then actually for the protection, I'm not going to apply a wax. A wax would work pretty well on this, I think, except for the fact that it's faded, and it would be hard to apply it evenly by hand. You'd almost have to wax it with machine. I'm not doing that. So we need some kind of protection on there. And it's got some black streaks on it here and there that they did mention. So the customer gave me a black streak remover, which I used last time, and it seemed to work okay, which is the Camco black streak remover. So we'll try that if there's any streaks. But we'll get it clean first and then check for streaks. But I'm going to use the P&S, just the P&S Auto Soap to clean it, the pearl right here, and then I'm going to foam it up. I'm going to foam it up with a soap that'll add protection to it as well. I'll like foam cannon the whole side and then rinse it off, and that'll add a layer of like a protective coating. For something this big, I found that, which is the Geon Bathe Plus. So the Bathe Plus is a soap, which you could use for washing, but it has silica, or it has like SiO2 in the soap. And it foams like for heavy equipment, tractors and trailers, RVs, campers. I found that after you wash it and get it clean, foam it up with that versus like their flagship would be like Geon Wet Coat, which is like a fine mist. You mist it on and pressure wash it off. This is like Geon Wet Coat in a soap. So I run it. The main benefit I use that for, the soap, is I get less streaking with the Geon Bathe Plus on these bigger things. Sometimes with the Geon Wet Coat, the orange stuff that you mist on then pressure wash off, sometimes you run into like streaking on glass and issues with it that way. So the Geon Bathe Plus version, there's a Geon Bathe, then there's a Geon Bathe Plus. The Plus version is the stuff, oh, it's right here behind me. This Geon Bathe Plus has it says wash and coat in one step. So if you have like a vehicle or something big, or even a car, and whether it's coated or not coated, this wash and coat does work well. It's just when they add the silica or whatever is in it, when they add the hydrophobic coating that's in this soap, you don't get the suds. You don't get suds like a typical car wash soap. Whatever that, usually you can't have the best of both when you start adding stuff for water repellent and protection. You can't get, seems like they can't create something with suds and protection all in one, especially when it's a silica or like the ceramic or whatever it is they put in it. So I've tried other brands too that have SiO2 or some kind of protection in it, and they foam up at first, then it kind of dies out. I'll try to change the camera here. There, I can see everything now. Trying to get everything set up so I don't have to mess with it. I'm going to pause the video just for a quick second and check my battery. Alright, we should be good. It's good. I'm going to run 2 buckets, both with the P&S Pearl in there. I could foam it up too. I could foam it up with the Pearl or a foam. I could foam it up and then scrub it. Let me think about this. How do I want to do this? Yeah, I could foam it up. I gotta put this thing back on. I took this off. I could foam it, pre-rinse it, foam it, scrub it, rinse it off, and then re-foam it with the protection. I could do it that way. All right, what am I doing here? Doing something wrong. I haven't used this thing too much yet. The mitt on a stick, pro version. Had to get the professional version. I don't know what the difference is, honestly. I'm sure it's something with the sturdiness thing. All right. Alright, that's stiff. It should be good. I like when the head doesn't swivel. I don't want it swiveling, but I want it going that way, just not left to right. It feels good. I think I have this right. I think you gotta, this is how you put it on, I think. If you get one of these mid-on sticks, you probably want to go to another YouTube channel and make sure this is how it's done. And it fits just in these buckets, like it just fits. The Camco system, the Camco stick, it has a square bucket. And even, I forget, it was Auto Geek or someone else, they have a really big one, but you need like a custom bucket for it. So yeah, it fits just perfect into the bucket. I'm pretty sure they had that figured out. So yeah, let's pressure wash it off, and then maybe I'll mix a little foam. You know what? I'm not going to mix foam up, only because I already have Bathe Plus. I already have Bathe Plus in my foam can, and I don't really want to dump it out. We'll just rinse it off. I'll rinse it off with the pressure washer and then just wash it. We don't really need to foam it. Wheels and tires, on these I usually do them last because that's like the easiest of the easy. So I'll do the wheels and tires last. There's a piece of dirt in here or something. This is gonna drive me nuts. There's like a piece of dirt in here. That should be good. It's like a little piece of dirt. That's better. I don't use this longer gun very often, but it has a leak. Making all the wasps, man. Got wasps flying around everywhere. What's going on? Doing a 72-hour week. I'm doing a 72-hour week. Work Monday through Wednesday, 12-hour days. Start at midnight tonight to Monday morning. Oh wow, you had to replace your HVAC. $22,000. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, you would think like, yeah, that is a big blow in the budget. Holy cow. I would think maybe like 10, 12, 13 grand. That's kind of like what I'm budgeting. That's kind of what I was budgeting in my head for when mine goes out, because I don't know when it was replaced. And actually, I just ordered like some cleaning stuff to clean the outside condenser, to clean the coils. I'm like, I don't know when it's going to go out, but $22,000, I don't know. Man, I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. $22,000 for HVAC. I got a couple customers that's their business, so I'd get a hold of them, but I don't expect a discount. It's kind of, I just seen a video on, I think it was TikTok. It was like HVAC guys like partying in this room, a bunch of HVAC guys partying. They had like them tanks of like I don't even know, R134, the Freon tanks, and they're like in a room like partying, like they all had funny costumes on, and they're like letting the gas out of the tanks and like dancing to music. It was like HVAC guys when summertime kicks in, they're all raking in the cash. Which is true. I don't know. I'm thinking, I know they make good money, but I'm sure their expenses as far as the cost of material and the actual HVAC units and materials are probably through the roof. So it's not, I know they don't pocket it all, but it's just, that's a big expense. $22,000. I don't even know if yeah, that's a tough one. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'd pay cash for it. Try to pay cash, like just HVAC, or just put window units in temporarily. But yeah, where you live, it's probably really hot. So it's probably hard just to put window units in. Yeah, no, you can't, it's hard to do without HVAC. I'm just putting myself in that position right in this moment in time, what I do. And I would I don't know. I'd probably finance it. Wonder what the financing like. Wonder what these companies are running as far as financing on HVAC units if it's $20,000. Even if it's like a 2 or 3 year, like a 3-year plan. Wonder what the interest rate is for something like that. It's probably through the roof. It probably is. You probably have to pay something out of pocket. That way you wouldn't be paying on it forever. I'm just trying to think what I would do. I don't even know. I feel like I need to start saving up a bit more. I think my emergency fund might need to be a little higher if HVAC units are selling for that much. And it doesn't surprise me that much, but I haven't talked to anyone lately that had to get one. One of the guys that worked here, he had lightning hit his property, and it like broke his garage door. It like fried his garage door opener, the motor. And then, but on the same time, his HVAC stopped working. So his homeowner's insurance actually paid. They said it was from the lightning. He actually got a new HVAC because of a lightning storm. Like it hit his property, it hit his house or something, and it fried a bunch of stuff. So he got well, not free. I mean, I'm sure you don't pay it all back, but same thing with my roof. It was damaged. My roof got damaged, and I got a free roof. I was like, wow, that was a big expense. It wasn't. I was going with a local Amish guy, so it was only $11,000-$12,000, but that was a few years ago. But some houses $20-$30 grand to replace a roof. And the insurance luckily paid for it because it got damaged from a storm. I'm not even going to say it. That's like awful to even say. It's like maybe, no, I'm not even going to say it. That's not even right. Oh, shoot. Oh, see? Like joking around, like just joking around. It's like, oh, maybe, no, I don't want lightning. I don't want lightning to strike my house. I would never wish that upon anyone. That's not what you want to do. You don't want this thing to hit the ground like that. Looks pretty clean. I don't really see anything in it. Yeah. Well, all it looks clean. See, just having the thought of lightning hitting my house and getting a free HVAC unit made me trip over my bucket. And the worst thing of a detailer is to watch me hit the ground. I shouldn't even had the thought, let alone say it. It's beaten up in a couple little areas. It's kind of beaten up. Where the Bathe Plus from last year is still kind of working. The top looks good though. Last time it was here, the top was all duct taped up. Now, I don't even know where I stopped and started because I'm talking to you guys. I'm not even sure where I stopped at. We're just gonna start right here. The splash pole's nice. It feels pretty good. It's sturdy. The only thing you got to watch is this top. Sometimes it'll unscrew. If you're going at weird angles, it'll start to unscrew itself. This might not be a bad idea to put some Loctite on it if you don't plan on taking it apart. I did already do. Little wire net fell off. Of course, it's gonna stop. It's gonna fall off and roll to the middle of the trailer. I should have just took them off. We're gonna take this other one off. Actually, this one's strapped on. I can't get over that. I could buy a truck. I could buy a nice truck. Maybe like a 70. I don't even know what year it is. My brother-in-law, future brother-in-law knows. Like a 70s, 72, K20, four-wheel drive, Chevy truck. Big block. That yellow with the white middle. I could probably buy one of them for that much. It's really beaten up like on this top half. This top edge here, right here. It's really beaten up well. And all the decals are still beaten up really well. I think it beads up really well there because it probably doesn't see as much of the elements. This top half is like, it's like I just put the coating on it. He was saying about black streaks, but they don't look too bad, really. It's got some streaks here and there, but I would say the fade of the gel coat is worse than the light streaking. I think if I had one of these, I probably would. I say I would, but then again, I probably wouldn't, but it would be cool just to have it vinyl wrapped, or just vinyl wrap it myself. Cover up all that faded gel coat with a vinyl wrap. It probably wouldn't be that hard to vinyl wrap it. Actually, it probably would, because you got to try to make your seams straight, because you'd have to have seams throughout the whole thing, because one roll is not going to cover from top to bottom. Yeah, it probably is I bet it is kind of hard by yourself, at least. You probably need a couple guys, probably 3 or 4 guys to help you. Like one of them trailers, the rivetless, the car trailers that don't have rivets, and they have them certain panels, like every 4-foot panels. They wouldn't be bad to wrap, because you could use them as a guide for your seams, where each panel comes together. I've had several customers that have them, like a black one, just to get it vinyl wrapped. So yeah, if you're just joining in, we're just washing it with the P&S Pearl. We got done the top. We washed the whole top, and now we're doing the sides with P&S Pearl. And then once we get this clean, I'm gonna check for some of these streaks, and then we're gonna foam this up with a wash and coat system. That way it adds a little bit of protection to it, so it's easier for the customer to maintain throughout the year, throughout the camping season. I'm not sure if he washes this or not. I'm pretty sure he probably washes. He washes the sides throughout the season, but I don't think he definitely doesn't wash the roof. He's brought this in the past just to get the roof done. No sides, just the roof. Yeah, it's beaten up fairly well in certain areas, and I know it's from the Geon Bathe Plus. Like the bottoms tend to beat up fairly well. All right, how do these look? All right, let's check for some streaks. See if we have any streaks. Under here, it seemed like there was some. It's hard to see when it's wet. He said under the windows, but I'm not really seeing any streaks under the windows. Maybe there was some, I just can't see them now. I don't really see any under the windows. Maybe it's on the other side. I'm definitely seeing them right here. Right here, there's a streak from the rain gutter, or from that drip edge. And then there's one on this side. But let me see. Let me grab this product. I don't even know how to use this stuff. All right, we better read the instructions. All right, so we're gonna try. I don't know. these streaks are very, very light. It's the Camco black streak remover. Here, let me fix. Gotta fix my zipper. These pants. Camco black streak remover. Apply solution to soiled area with a cloth. Wipe the cloth, sponge, or soft brush for heavy soiled areas. Rinse area with water as you finish scrubbing. Do not allow to dry before rinsing. Repeat if necessary. Alright, so we're just going to apply it right to the cloth. I'm going to make sure the cloth is wet. Don't spray it directly onto the panel. That you might get other kind of streaks if you spray it directly on the panel. I don't know if this stuff's acid based. Contains a lot of stuff. Coconut tall oil, sounds pretty serious. Ethylene glycol, yep, whatever that is, it does not sound healthy. Oh, it doesn't smell like anything. It's a little bit of streak. Oh yeah, it did take it off. It looked like it took it off. Maybe I should have a wash mitt. Just don't want to let it dry. It seemed like it took it. It was so light, it was hard to tell exactly. We'll go down here. Wipe it and rinse it off. Here, try this. There is a black streak down here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. No, you guys you're not gonna see this. There's no way. Up here, there's a black streak up here, right under that drip rail. And it goes the whole way down. It's so faint. Maybe on the other side, that'd be better. Hopefully not, but maybe there's better streaking on the other side. I'll see. I'll let you guys know. I'll put it on the whole streak, goes the whole way down, and then right there. I'll tell you if I see it disappearing. It's starting to, slowly. Needs a little bit of dwell time, just a little bit. I'm just very light pressure, not scrubbing like crazy. As it has a little dwell time, it looks like it is going away. It's going away, but then also it's starting to dry relatively quick. It worked. You guys won't be able to tell from the video, but it did take off that light streak. I'd like to try it on something a little more worse. We'll see on the other side. Maybe there's something worse. Customer was saying they were under the windows. I'm just not seeing them under the windows, and I don't want to use this in places where I don't need to use it. But I think it is kind of aggressive. I don't think it's super weak stuff, but it worked. I don't see that streak anymore. It's kind of like a brown streak. Alright, let's fade this thing up. Let's fade this side up with the Geon fade. Trying to get some water beading. As you can see here, kind of get to the side here. It's not beaten up too much. got a little bit of beading on the stripes, and then there's a little more beading. You guys aren't going to be able to see, but up there, here, let me put the camera up there. There's a little more water beading up here. It's all alive, like it's good, and then it starts to die off as you get further down. That's probably still the Geon Bathe Plus working good up there. But I would say gel coat, like this gel coat is so porous that it's hard to get anything to hold up really long on these. But yeah, let me get the Bathe Plus, and then we'll foam it up with that and then immediately rinse it. Foam it with the Bathe Plus. Dilution ratio, I just have a couple capfuls in my my foam cannon. You don't need too much. I think my audio might have died. So yeah, I put a couple capfuls worth in. Let me get my other microphone. So yeah, I put a couple capfuls in the foam cannon. It's hard to see when my microphone dies, and I think when it dies, I might lose audio. So now we're going to foam it up with the Geon Bathe Plus. Basically foam it and wash it off. And this will give, like on a car, I don't even know how long, but it'll at least beat up for a couple months. I would say 1 to 3 months, kind of like a wax, but it depends on how it's maintained. So let's foam this stuff on and wash it off. And rinse it off right away, don't wait. Alright, this stuff's beaten up fairly well. It's actually beaten up enough where I can see there's a black streak up here. I can see it now. Kind of the water's kind of beaten up. It's not quite like a crazy coating, but I showed you guys earlier. Well, it's so hard to see, but it's there you can kind of see it. It's beaten up a lot more. So you got some kind of protection on there. That way it adds a little bit of slickness. That way it's easier for the customer to maintain without spending hours and hours of waxing it. For this thing, it works good enough. It's definitely good enough. But yeah, now that it's repelling water a little better, I can see I need to get that black streak off from up there. The Geon Bathe Plus isn't that much. I don't know. I forget how much it is. It might be $30 a bottle or so. But a little goes a long way. If I had a tractor or anything big, even maybe a boat, but out of the water, not in the water, that stuff's probably not safe to use on the water. Again, we're using the black streak, the Camco black streak remover. Apply it to the towel and then wipe it on. But there is, right here, there's a faint, I couldn't see it earlier. It's a faint line right here. I'm thinking the gutter probably got clogged and the water started running down here. The only downside of this is I'm going to have to Bathe Plus this area because it's not going to beat up at all after I use this stuff. Hit it with the streak remover, hit it with your soap and water, wash mitt. And rinse it off. I'll see if there's a difference in the beating. Kind of see. Attempting to reconnect. Reconnected. I lost connection. What the world? So yeah, where I use the streak remover, right here, you can kind of see where it's just one big sheet, and then over here to the right, it's still beating. It's just so that streak remover or any kind of harsh chemical will remove the Bathe Plus. You can definitely tell where I wiped and didn't wipe. So now I'm just going to hit that real quick in that area with the Bathe Plus. This wand's almost too big. I think I might put the little wand on, or just the. I use this big wand for houses. It's just almost too big. Ugh. This is more comfortable. All right. Ouch. Now would be the time to use your leaf blower. I don't have a leaf blower here. I could use, it's probably easier just to use my towel actually. I have a blower and it would work, but getting up on, yeah, I don't know. Hooking all that up, it's probably not worth it. I'm just gonna get a couple towels. I'll just get a couple towels and we'll hit it with that. It's a whole process hooking up that blower, at least to bring it outside. Just hit it with a couple drying towels. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to get the bulk of the water off. I really could go for some blue crabs. I know better than to get them on a holiday weekend though, but I usually end up doing it. Once I get this dried, I'll be able to see if I see any other streaks, which I already found a couple. At least I don't have to clean this awning, it's brand new. That's nice. Just so much easier to dry when it has this Bathe Plus on it. It doesn't really add a gloss. It doesn't add any gloss. Just makes it repel water better. Say it doesn't add gloss to this thing. That's because the gel coat's kind of faded. To a car, you might add it might have a little bit of a gloss enhancer to it, but not enough to really notice. This thing could use a buff, but it's kind of one of them things. Once you buff it, it's either stored inside or continue to keep buffing on it every few years. It's just the biggest thing is keeping it inside. They all get chalky if they just sit outside. It's continual maintenance. All right, there's some streaks under this. I gotta get these streaks out. There's a streak there. It's even kind of a streak under this window here, right there, and right here. So I'm gonna get them couple areas. Other than that, right here, right there, right there. This kind of one right here, coming from nowhere. So I better get that. Another wasp. Some brown like splashes on this side here. This stuff's taking it right off. Can't really see it until it's clean and dry. You can't really see everything. So some of the stuff I'm kind of redoing. I guess if you wanted to, you could hit the whole thing with this black streak remover. I don't have that much of it. And I don't want it to dry onto the surface. Streak right there. I just seen a streak and now I lost it. Where was it? There it is. Very faint. Alright, that's good. That's better. A little bit under this one. I never used this product too much before, so this is kind of all new. Just needs a little bit of dwell time before you start going at it. Other than that, I think we're good. I don't really see anything else. Watch. Sometimes you can't see it in the shade. Turn it around and see it in the sun. See, it likes a light rub just to get the product on there. Let it dwell. It likes the dwell time, but it doesn't like the dry. Gotta find that sweet in between. Neutralize it with some soap. I don't know what's in it, but using soap to neutralize it probably helps. Alright, I'm just gonna bathe plus these couple little areas. There's like a white streak here on the vinyl. I don't think I can take that off. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna mess with that. Maybe I will. Just see if it does anything. It's like white. It's like some kind of white streak. And it really doesn't seem to be doing anything. It didn't really do much. Alright, bathe plus these areas. Rinse and repeat. Rinse, dry, repeat. Rinse, dry, repeat. I want to get it now. I don't want to have to get it later and flip it back around and work in the sun. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries. I'll probably have to do the same thing on the next side. Wash it. Maybe I'll dry it off before I apply any bathes. Get out the streaks. That's better though. And I will get, when I do the ends, I'll get a little bit of mist on the sides. On the front and the back, I'll get a little bit of carryover that carries from doing the front or the back. But for the most part, this side's good. All this whole surface is good. I just got to do these wheels and tires while I'm over here. And then we'll work our way around to the other side. Whether we do the front or the back next, I don't know. I'm gonna go get my wheel bucket. Just filling up my wheel bucket. We'll get them cleaned. Mess. I feel like I had a bunch of tripping hazards. Brake buster, it works good on the wheels and tires. And I will say one thing, it doesn't remove iron deposits. It's just a cleaner. So if you need something that removes iron deposits, usually I'll spray iron buster on there, let it dwell for a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, as long as you're working in the shade. And then on top, then spray some brake buster on top. Brake buster will remove dirt, grime, grease, the anything for iron. And then thirdly would be like a wheel acid. Sometimes we use wheel acid if they're really, really bad. These aren't too bad, and they're a nice aluminum wheel. I wouldn't use acid on these unless they were like trashed. These aren't too bad though. And I'm not looking for perfection. Try not to use the iron. I use the iron buster a lot, but if I don't have to use it, I don't use it, mainly because I end up smelling like it for the rest of the day. It's kind of not, it's not the most fragrant smell to be smelling all day. And then you smell it again when you get a shower for the night. This brake buster isn't diluted, it's just straight out of the bottle. You don't really want to dilute this stuff. It's nice, it's really nice working in the shade like this. Shoot, I don't have any audio. Whoa. Guess I lost my audio again. Yeah, it doesn't look like my audio is working. I'm just gonna run no audio for a while, or just whatever we have. We'll get this side done. And pretty much the whole rest of the trailer. The whole rest of this trailer, you guys probably can't hear me now. The whole rest of the trailer, I'll do the same way I did this side. Oh, 18 month, you might not be able to hear me, but I see you got 18 months, 0 interest. That's good. That's not bad. 18 months, 0 interest. Wow. That's good that they're still offering stuff like that. Yeah, impossible to sleep without AC in the summer. I believe it. All right, guys, I don't know what time it is, and my microphone went out. I guess I should charge them a little bit longer. But I think I'm gonna call it quits. Yeah, for the most part, I'll just do that the whole way around. Just do what I just did to this whole side, go the whole way around and do that same thing with the front, the back, the whole way around, and then Bathe Plus it. But I think I'm gonna keep hustling here. My audio's trash. Without that microphone, it's no good. But if I don't jump back on later, guys, have a good weekend. Have a safe and good weekend. I need a haircut. I got to shave. Woo. But yeah, have a good weekend. Arky, have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your comments. Let me see here if I missed anything. Yeah, other than that, I don't think there's anything else. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions in regards to this video, let me know. If not, enjoy your long weekend, and I'll tune in later. See you guys.